Hello, Math Explorers. Welcome back. Today, we're jumping into two super important math ideas you see literally everywhere: percentages and averages.
You know, like when you see a sign for 50% off at a shop, or when you want to figure out your average score in a game? Well, that's exactly what we're going to learn today. So think of them like secret math codes that help us make sense of everything. And you know what? By the end of this, you are going to be a total code-breaking master.
Okay, first up, let's dive into the power of percentage. I know, it sounds like a really big, complicated word, but trust me, the main idea is super simple. It all boils down to just two words: per hundred.
So, here's the big secret, okay? Percentage might sound all grown up and fancy, but it's really just a simple way of saying out of 100. That's it. And see this little symbol, the percent sign? Think of that as your clue. Whenever you see it, your brain should just go, aha, out of 100. It's the key that unlocks the entire puzzle.
Here's a really easy way to think about it. Imagine you're in a math test, and there are exactly 100 questions. If your teacher comes back and says, hey, you scored 50%, what does that mean? It just means you got 50 questions right out of 100. See? Super simple, right?
Okay, so in your exams, you're definitely going to be asked to change a percentage into a decimal. Now, it sounds tricky, I know, but it's actually incredibly easy. There are just two little steps. Step 1, you take that percent symbol and just get rid of it. Poof, gone. Step 2, you take the number and divide it by 100. And hey, for all you math wizards out there, I've got a super fast shortcut for you. All you have to do is move the decimal point 2 places to the left. It's like a little magic trick that works every single time.
All right, are you ready to put these new skills to the test? Let's try an example. And don't you worry, we're going to do this together, one step at a time. So, our mission is to convert 50% into a decimal. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, so what was our very first step? Do you remember? Yep, that's right. We just removed the percent sign. So our 50%, well, it just becomes the number 50. Easy peasy, right? First step, done. And now for the second and final step. We take our number, 50, and we do what? We divide it by 100. So 50 divided by 100 gives us 0.50. And just like that, mission complete. We did it. But wait, let's talk about that magic trick again. Remember the shortcut? Any whole number, like 50, secretly has a decimal point at the end. It's kind of invisible. So all we have to do is take that point and hop it 2 places to the left. 1, 2, and look where we land, 0.50. This is such a fast way to get the right answer, especially when you're in an exam.
Wow, you guys are officially percentage superstars. So let's move on to our next big adventure, solving with averages. And here's a little secret. If you've ever had to share a bag of sweets with your friends, then you already kind of get the main idea behind averages. It's all about sharing equally.
So, what exactly is an average, officially? Well, it's basically just one single number that represents what's typical for a whole group of numbers. So instead of looking at, say, a long list of 5 different test scores, you can just look at the average to get a quick idea of how you did overall. It's like a neat little summary in just one number.
But honestly, who wants to talk about test scores when we can talk about cookies, right? Imagine you and your friends all put your cookies together into one giant pile. The average is just how many cookies each person would get if you shared that pile out perfectly, so everyone gets the exact same amount. Now that's a tasty way to think about math.
Okay, everyone, this is super important. This is the golden rule for averages. It's a simple formula. Average equals the sum of all the numbers divided by the count of the numbers. Now, sum is just a fancy word for adding everything up, and count is just, well, how many numbers you have. This formula right here is your secret weapon for any average problem, so you've got to remember this one.
All right, time to put that golden rule into action. Let's find the average of these 3 numbers: 10, 20, and 30. Come on, you've got this. Let's solve it together.
Okay, step 1, find the sum. Remember, that just means we add all the numbers up. So we've got 10 plus 20, which is 30. And then 30 plus 30 gives us 60. Perfect. Our sum is 60. First step, check.
Next up, step 2, find the count. So how many numbers are in our list? Let's see, we have 10, 20, and 30. That's 1, 2, and 3 numbers in total. So our count is 3. Awesome. Second step, check.
And now for the grand finale. Step 3, divide.
We just take our sum, which was 60, and we divide it by our count, which was 3. So what is 60 divided by 3? It's 20, and that is our average. You know, here's a little pro tip. Notice how 20 is right in the middle of our numbers, 10 and 30? That's usually a pretty good sign that you found the right average. It's like the balance point for all the numbers.
Excellent work, everyone! You have totally rocked learning the basics of percentages and averages. So, before we finish up, let's quickly recap the most important things you need to remember for your exams.
Okay, let's do a super quick recap. Thing 1, percentage always means out of 100. Thing 2, to turn a percentage into a decimal, just divide by 100 or use that magic decimal point trick. And thing 3, the golden rule for average is sum divided by count. Got it? Those are the 3 big takeaways for today. And hey, before you go, I've got some top secret exam tips for you. Listen up. When you're dealing with percentages, please double check that decimal point. It's just a tiny dot, but it can change your whole answer. For averages, make sure you double check your addition, for the sum, and make sure you've counted all the numbers correctly for the count. And my last, most important tip, always show your work. It helps you avoid little mistakes, and it shows your teacher exactly how you got your brilliant answer.
And that's it. We're all done. You now have 2 amazing new math skills in your toolkit. So here's a little challenge for you. Now that you're an expert, why don't you try to calculate the average amount of time you spend on homework each day this week? Give it a shot. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Keep being curious and keep exploring.